Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Oyundi furu perani mashapa, manayana wa muvenda. And if you're here for the first time, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, a veteran in this channel, welcome back for yet another exciting episode of Risk, Money and Insurance. And so here we are today. And I have a very big announcement to make. And just to spice things up a bit, we're going to start with the announcement, and then later on, we're going to go on, just a check-in, reflections. Where have I been? What's been happening? But I'm super, super excited to be unboxing, my book officially for you guys on YouTube. I know I haven't been around in a while, but let's just unbox this brand new baby that I've been working on for the past couple of years. And I think this year was the 1 year that I focused a lot of my effort into just making sure that things come together nicely. So this is the book, guys. This is the book, guys. I wrote a book. It's called Mind Your Sense. I think the light is a bit distracting. It's called Mind Your Sense, and it's a practical guide to financial wellness. Because we know, guys, finances take out quite a bit from us. They impact us mentally, physically. Like, the kind of life that we live is impacted by our finances. So I thought, hey, I've been creating content for a while. I had a lot of content just chilling there, and I thought, let me go in depth and just structure everything into a book. And we have this baby right here. It's pretty thick, and my hope and my prayer is that this book will be a conversation starter within your households, within your friendship circles, that you would grab a book, a copy of the book, and definitely learn as much as you can. I try to pour out some of my most personal stories, and I remember just writing the book thinking, am I being too vulnerable? Like, am I oversharing? There were a lot of those moments where I was asking myself, am I oversharing? All those things. But I, at the end of the day, realized that I need to be able to be vulnerable about my mistakes, about some of the things that didn't go so well, about things that went well, so that we're able to form that connection. And so I'm super excited to hear your feedback as you read the book. I've received feedback already from people who've done pre-orders. So what is happening is we're launching the book officially on the 25th of November 2023 in 4 ways. So definitely grab yourself a ticket on Quicken. I will put the link in the description box. And if you cannot make it to the book launch, but you would love to have a copy of this amazing book that I authored, then definitely send me a DM. I will also leave a link in the description box for pre-orders, so you can definitely get the book. The pre-order copy is going for 250 without delivery, but it's 300 rands including delivery. The Quicket book launch ticket is going for 400. That's because you get a free copy of the book on the day, and we're also serving you refreshments and appetizers as well. So definitely grab yourself a ticket, honestly, to come to the book launch. I would love to just engage and interact with you guys on the day and just share that joy and love and celebrate this project. I mean, this book, the dedication of this book, it's actually dedicated to you guys. Let me read it for you. So it says, I would like to dedicate this book to all my YouTube subscribers. While it is not possible for me to mention each one of you by name, know that you are all deeply valued. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Your curiosity, eagerness to learn, and feedback have motivated me to surpass my own expectations. I hope this book will keep pushing you, inspiring you to become the best version of yourself. I mean, how beautiful is that? So guys, grab yourself a copy. And one thing that I just learned from this whole writing journey is the fact that, you have to be patient with yourself. I really, really learned that a lot. So I hope to see you guys at the book launch 100%. Grab yourself a ticket, and I'm also working on making sure that the copies of the book are available in Takealot. But currently, I'm the main distributor for the book. So if you do need bulk orders or you do just need to get yourself one copy, do contact me. I will definitely arrange that you get the book. But all in all, it's all just exciting stuff, man. I've been enjoying this phase in my life, and I'm just like, God, you've been so good. So now let's move on to the next part of this video, which is just a check-in, because I feel like I've been gone for a while, and while I was away, I went to Belfast. I had to write an exam. From an exam, I came back. Work was hectic. I started planning the book launch. So my life has been pretty much intense. I even wanted to shoot like a video on my birthday, which I never really got a chance to, but the content has always been there. So today I brought this jar with me. This jar has got my coins, but also I just put in like some of the talking points that I will be taking you guys through. So I thought it will be nice to have a check-in and also just have time to reflect, because I wanted to do that on my birthday, to like reflect on the 26 years that I've been alive. But I figured, you know what, it's not too late. I'm still new at this age, 26, so why not, right? So I will start with the first one, and I'll just like go through. I think there are 26 in total. Hopefully I'll be able to go through all of them. Let me just check the time. Hopefully I'll be able to go through all of them, right? But the first one is pay it forward, right? So in terms of paying it forward, it's all about, at every stage in your life, whatever you've learned, pass it on to another person. Like, don't wait until you're at the end of the journey to start bringing other people along. Like, as you are making progress, bring other people along. And I'm very intentional about this, even when it comes to the people that I mentor, because I'm like, I am very intentional about bringing them along on the journey, and also just inspiring them and also pushing them to reach for the stars. As I'm being mentored, I'm also mentoring other people as well. So always pay it forward. And I think we have to come to a realization that we cannot do it on our own. Like, human beings are social beings, and also no man is an island. And whatever you're doing, surround yourself with a good community that can feed into you, that can feed you as an individual, but you can also feed them as well. So it's a give and take kind of relationship. Okay, next sort of reflection is, if you want to go further, go alone. If you want to go faster, go alone. If you want to go further, go with others. And I think for me, this has just been around building an ecosystem of success and support around you. And I think in more ways than one this year, I've realized that, the quality of my life is impacted by the people that I keep around me. Like, the people I do day-to-day life with, not necessarily the people that inspire me, but the people that I do day-to-day, life with. And the attitude of those people impact my attitude. The drive, the ambition that those people have impact my drive as well. So it's quite important to be very intentional about building ecosystems and networks that set you up for success, and not those ones that set you back, right? And another lesson is, what makes you extraordinary is doing ordinary things in an extraordinary way. And I think this is a quote or something. But it was just upon reflection that honestly there's nothing special about me. And I do get like a lot of people who like compliment me and stuff and be like, oh, you're amazing, you're doing amazing things. And I sit down sometimes and I'm like, but honestly there's nothing special about me. I think I've just been that one person who, you know, I put in 100 or 130 or 150 in whatever that I'm doing, but it's honestly just ordinary stuff that you do in an extraordinary way. And like putting your heart out there in the work that you do, putting your heart out there in like things you're passionate about. And I think this year and all the other years have just been about that. Like even with studying, like when I took position 1 in Limpopo province, it was all about everybody was studying, but like you kind of take it to an extreme and you become extraordinary through doing like ordinary things that people are doing. So I think it's important to understand that there's no like specific chosen people that are meant to do extraordinary things. Every single person is capable of doing extraordinary things. It's just that other people haven't tapped into the realization that it's actually possible. Ooh, I love this one. Your superpower is your ability to learn. Oh my God, my God, my God. Definitely your ability to learn. And I'm learning this in my career that, you know, when I get into a new role, there will be new things that I don't know that I have to learn. But because I've been working for a while, it's sort of easier to catch on to the new things because you kind of like have a background of what's happening. You're not really entirely new into the working environment. But also coming from university, going into the world of work, there will always be something new for you to learn. So your ability to learn, never ever lose that. Never lose your zeal or your desire to learn, because the minute you stop learning, you stop growing. So whatever area, even like your ability to learn about your partner, your ability to learn about your friends, you know, never lose that. Always be a student of life at heart. Always strive to learn as much as you can. I love learning. I mean, my life motto is the learning never ends, because I've come to a realization that as long as I'm alive, there will always be something to learn. And you have to give yourself grace as well, because it's daunting. Like learning new things is daunting, but you have to stand up and do it. Ooh, and this one, I absolutely love this one. Reflect a lot, because some lessons or some things you will only get them in retrospect. Like while you're going through them, you might not necessarily catch on as to what the hell is going on. What am I being taught in this season? Like there's some seasons in my life where I'm like, yo, Jess, so what is this? Like, Gosiam, what's the point? What is the point? But looking back, you know, you're able to connect the dots. I mean, someone said the dots only connect in retrospect. You're able to connect the dots and be like, oh, I get it. That was actually preparing me for this moment. Or, you know, going through all of that taught me so much about myself. Or like I learned a thing or two, or I learned a skill. I learned to confront people. I learned to confront this. So it's very, very important to reflect and also take lessons. Sometimes you'll make mistakes. So reflect on those mistakes so that you don't find yourself in a vicious cycle where you're repeating the same mistakes over and over again. You keep dating the same people, just like same characters but different faces. Or you keep, you know, running away from things, like running away from difficult conversations or running away from, you know, difficult things. Things like that. Take time to reflect. I always do this thing where I sit down and I'm like, if I'm feeling anxious or I'm feeling stressed, I'm not like at ease, I always ask myself, you know, why am I feeling this way? Where is this coming from? Like it helps so much for me to be able to unpack and understand my inner self. Okay, how are we doing on time? We're still good. Ooh. And I love this one. Another superpower is be yourself. And the more I grow up is the more I'm becoming even more comfortable with who I am. And I remember I wrote something on Instagram to say like, I'm so content with who I am. Like, I'm not too much and I'm also not too little. Like, I'm just the right amount of much. And this is because I remember once, I once dated a guy who told me that I was too much. And I remember my younger self just couldn't grapple with the idea of being too much. Like, what do you mean I am too much? And I remember struggling so much, like, do I need to tone it down on my ambition? I mean, I talk a lot. Do I need to tone it down on the way I talk? Maybe like I've got too many dreams. Like, what does that even mean? Like, I am too much. So I think being yourself and accepting like who you are, and the more I get to know myself as I grow, it's the more I'm like, yes, there are areas that I need to work on. There are things that I need to work on as a person, but I'm learning to give myself grace. I'm learning to give myself so much grace. Like, I expect so much out of myself. It's ridiculous sometimes. And, you know, my family has always told me, like, dude, you gotta ease up on yourself. Like, take it easy, ease up on yourself. I expect so much out of myself, such that I am learning now to give myself grace. And it's hard because the default is push yourself as hard as you can. Like, push yourself. So I'm learning that and learning to give myself grace to say, some days I won't be productive, and that's okay. Other days, rest is the only productive thing I'll do. And I remember last Saturday, I was meant to go for a park run. I ended up not going because I literally felt it inside of me that I am exhausted. I can't do this. And accepting that, you know, my body is telling me that it's tired. Let's rest. So yeah. Oh, I love this one. Do what you love. And the fact that you're also like a work in progress. What you love may change from one season to the other. If what you used to enjoy doesn't, you know, it doesn't do it for you anymore, seek something else that you might enjoy. Like, always be in this journey of self-discovery and doing what you love. I mean, I know taking videos, creating content, talking to people, I love doing that. And I love ice cream as well. And I've been very intentional about doing what I love, like taking walks. I love, you know, being outdoors in nature, having great conversations with people. I love that. And I've just been feeding myself with more of that and being very intentional about doing so. Like, being intentional about, you know, I want time out, or I need a different scenery, and going to do exactly that, because that's what feeds me, you know. Like, I just want to sit down and have a time of worship because I feel that's what my soul needs. Feed yourself with the things that you love and do what you love. You know, if you are an adrenaline junkie, go jump there, can't stop, go jump. You know, things like that. Do what you love. And sometimes you might not know what you love, so try out different things. Find out what you love. Learn, you know, about yourself. Love yourself. And I think for me that has just been the theme ever since I turned 26. Like, I'm showing up differently. I am showing up for myself differently. I am loving myself differently. And I'm constantly learning every day that Furi is evolving. This is what she loves. She's very protective of her space, and, you know, she's very now intentional about boundaries, which sometimes I feel like I didn't really take it as intentionally as I would have loved. But now I'm like, no, you know, sometimes I put my phone down and I'm like, no one is dying. There's no need for me to respond to everybody at this point in time. No one is dying. If they're dying, they'll call me. Like, realizing that, listen, you gotta take care of yourself. But I love this one. No one is coming to save you. This one is a bit painful because you realize that you are solely responsible for your life as an adult. And I think that's why we grapple with this whole idea of adulting, right? Because what do you mean no one is coming to save me? Like, what do you mean the bills are looking at me? What do you mean that, you know, this is looking at me? But that's what I'm realizing, that very often we push things aside, and we don't do what we love, or we don't, chase after our dreams because we believe that someone is coming to save us. And I think for me, it also came from a moment of reflection, like reflecting on, being single, and also thinking about, oh, if I had a partner, this and this and this and this and that, or if I had this and this and this and this and that, and just realizing that, listen, nobody owes you anything. And if you want something, get out there and get it yourself. If you have someone who can give it to you, oh, great, but you're on your own, bro. Like, your life, your everything is facing you. Your problems are facing you. And this is such a beautiful one. Be teachable. I think I can say a lot about this one. Like, be teachable. And I think it ties in nicely with just, the willingness, the superpower of being able to learn. Be teachable, like, be someone who's teachable, whether at work, whether in your own personal life. Like, be teachable. Nobody knows everything, and there's nobody that knows nothing. So if we are engaging or interacting as people, always be open to the idea that that person you're engaging with, you can walk away from that conversation with something that they've given. They can give you something in that conversation, or you can teach them something. But be teachable. There's nothing as annoying as someone who believes they know everything and you can't teach them anything. Such people are exhausting. And another one is network. Like, network. And I think this one really came from my One Young World trip. We went to Belfast this year for the One Young World Summit, which is a global leadership summit, bringing together brilliant young minds from all over the globe for them to engage, interact, be inspired, engage with each other. And I made like a lot of friends. I made a lot of connections, and just putting myself out there as myself, and just gelling with other people who were equally trying to be themselves. I realized that there's so much power in networking, and I'm leveraging so much off of those networks. And there are interesting projects that I'm doing with some of those people that I went to One Young World with. So be open to networking and like getting to know people and engaging with other people. Ooh, I love this one. Nurture relationships that feed you, and feed those relationships as well. And funny enough, I sometimes when I get busy, I disappear on my friends, but I'm trying to do better, because I realize that, relationships are very important, especially as you're growing up. You can't keep a whole bus of friends, but like those few friends that you have, making sure that you develop really quality relationships with a handful of people that you're probably going to grow old with. And this one, be reliable. And this may be at work, this may just be like in life in general. And I also said, like, with God as well. Like, can God rely on you as a person? Are you reliable as a person? And then this one, walk in excellence. Ooh. I always say excellence is part of my brand. I have owned that for so long, and I shall continue to own that. Like, whatever I do has to be excellent. I'm not just doing things for the sake of doing them. I am doing everything with excellence. So walk in excellence. Walk in excellence. At church they say excellence is a spirit. So you must say, spirit of excellence, attack me. More like when we say spirit of money, attack me. Something like that. Rest. We work really hard. I'm learning that my body is a beautiful temple, but it needs to actually rest. My body, this is my house here on earth, and my house here on earth needs rest. So be intentional about rest. And what rest looks like for me can be sleep. Rest can be me literally just unplugging, not not like on social media, unplugging from social media and all that, can look like me taking myself out, to go shopping, or me going to a spa. But define your own type of rest. What does rest mean to you? For some people, it might be, just spending time with loved ones, disconnected from the whole world. Like the internet is not crashing. If you take time out, it's not crashing. I'm telling you, you're gonna find it there. It's gonna be there. Be intentional about who you want to become as a person. I know that I want to be a CEO one day, and I'm very intentional about that. And I'm very intentional about choosing mentors. My mentors are CEOs now. I'm aiming there. My mentors are CEOs. I make sure that every chance I get, if I am going to be in a space that will allow me to network with such people, I am there and I'm ready with my questions, and I am connecting with those people organically as possible, and I'm learning and absorbing from them. Like, my 20s are dedicated to that. I'm a sponge. I'm just absorbing all the good things in J. I'm just absorbing, and I'm learning from other people's journeys. I'm reading other people's journeys. And I wrote down something the other time to say the reason why I love reading about other people's stories is because it helps me to discover myself. I am able to pick up pieces of myself, or pick pieces of myself in other people's stories, and I'm able to use those to sort of get to know myself on a deeper level and understand myself, and also just find new inspiration, or like find new dreams or goals that I can pursue. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not trying to be them, but there are things about them that I admire or that I aspire to. Those are the things that I'm learning from them, and I'm taking them and I'm personalizing them, and I'm just packaging this whole thing into my own journey, because to be quite honest, we all don't know what we're doing, so we might as well wing it, even based on other people and what other people are doing. Pray about everything. Be prayed up. And one thing that I've been doing this year has been journaling. I've been journaling a lot, and my journal is my journals are conversations with God. Every single one of them starts with, "Hey Lord," or "Dear Lord," or "Lord this, Lord that." I'm learning to just pray about everything, even like some of the craziest things, like even if I have a crush, or like if I think about an idea, or like think about the book launch and what I want to do for the book launch, like some of the activities and things I want to do for the book launch. The minute I think about such things, I immediately just like journal them. And sometimes I even have conversations with God around, God, I don't know why I'm feeling this way. Like being that open, praying about everything and every single thing, like every detail of your life. God is interested in that. I think it was Bumili Jaba who actually said that God is interested even in the little details of your life, like your thoughts, your desires, your dreams, the things that put you off, the things you're working on as a person, the things you want to learn about yourself as a person. And it has been like one of my prayers to say, God, like introduce me to myself. Sometimes we rely on other people to define us, like to tell us who we are, but they don't know us that way. They don't know you like that. So like praying about such things, like if you're afraid to start, or if you're afraid to do this, tell God about those things. Pray up, stay prayed up all the time. Okay, cool. Never be afraid to try. I'm flowing in this trying grace. And I think this year was 1 year where I really tried a lot of things. I mean, I sold products for the very first time. I was selling socks, and the money that came from the socks business really helped me to, pay for the publishers and all the amazing work that was done, or all the amazing effort that went into publishing the book itself. So, like, I really tried a lot of things.